Hello, my name is Steve Hiller, and I'm the chair of the Hiller Aviation Museum Board of Directors. And it's my great pleasure today to welcome you to our annual fundraising event, Clear Skies Ahead, and to thank you for joining us for the museum's first ever virtual benefit gala. It means so much to have you watching and hopefully participating. Each and every dollar raised through Clear Skies Ahead supports the nonprofit education programs at the Hiller Aviation Museum, which impacts the lives of more than 100,000 visitors a year. This includes about 50,000 youth and about 10,000 students on school field trips, including outreach to underserved schools. As we all know, things have been quite different this year, but our board of directors, along with our fantastic staff, volunteers, and supporters, remain determined to help the Hiller Aviation Museum soar ahead and continue to be an educational and inspiration to all. Your support makes this mission of aviation and STEM educational possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I'd like to turn the event over to our pilot for the evening, the museum's president and CEO, Jeffrey Bass. Jeff, over to you.
Thank you, Steve. We are cleared for takeoff. Welcome everyone to our 16th annual benefit gala, our first ever thank you for not coming virtual fundraiser, Clear Skies Ahead. And while you're not attending in person, we do appreciate your time, and we want to thank you for joining us online here on the cloud. Tonight we're planning to get a bit of work done for the Hiller Aviation Museum and also to have some fun. We've got some wonderful auction items we'll be talking about. Also, board members from the museum are in the audience tonight, and you'll be hearing from some of them too. I'd like to thank each and every one of the board of directors of the museum for making tonight happen. We'll also hear from several people who make up our museum community. And finally, towards the end of the program, you're in for a treat as Gary Geisen, the president and CEO of Wisk Aero, a joint venture between Boeing and Kitty Hawk, will deliver a brief keynote address on the topic of the latest thing in aviation, the brave new world of electric passenger aircraft and air taxis. So please stay tuned for his talk on the opportunities and challenges of urban air mobility. So let's get down to business. Since the beginning of October, the museum has been open on weekends, and we're grateful to see visitors coming through our doors. K-12 schools are not fanning out into the communities on museum field trips of any kind this year, but we are connecting with students virtually through online offerings, including our Hiller at Home web page activities, our virtual invention labs, and virtual field trips and tours. As a society, we've been stumbling a lot lately. And when you stumble a lot, you tend to start looking at your feet. Our job at Hiller Aviation Museum is to help people lift their eyes toward the horizon, to celebrate the history of aviation and the efforts of those who have gone before us who say, make my life have meaning, and to explore the future for those ahead of us, our children and inheritors of the future who say, create the world we will live in. We're a gateway where people discover how to dream, especially for those who would dream of flight. We're part of the process of looking ahead and imagining and building the future. That's what the Hiller Aviation Museum is all about. That's why we say here, keep looking up. Images and moving pictures say a lot, so let's share with you something that captures the essence of who we are and what we do.
We have several hundred billions of stars in our galaxy.
I am building a little model of the solar system. I've been coming to this camp for about 3 years. There's just so much to do here. There is a lot of old and new stuff and a lot of history. It inspires me to make new ideas about new aircrafts.
We are going to have to turn right a little bit and then level out and come down.
This thing is called a flight simulator. This is the throttle. In school, we don't learn about airplanes or space and aircraft. We don't learn the stuff that this camp is teaching us. when you grow up and you kind of want to be a scientist or learn about it, it's good to know all of this. We're making our rockets, and we're gonna launch them tomorrow. We're learning aircrafts and robots. We really enjoy it.
Everyone, young or old, has a fascination with flight. And in the same way, people also have a fascination with adventure. In aviation, those things combine. And we use aviation as a gateway for people to embrace innovation and adventure. Our museum was founded by Stanley Hiller Jr. As a young teenager in the 1930s, he actually built little model racing cars. And he started his own company. And he later, as a 19-year-old, had the idea of building a helicopter, which was brand new technology at the time. He was one of the United States' premier helicopter manufacturers. Stanley Hiller embodies the type of young entrepreneur we see today in the Bay Area. An entrepreneur who creates his own startup company and makes his dream come true. When people come to the museum, we let their imaginations soar. We give them examples and opportunities to see things that they don't normally have any contact with.
It's a special place here. At most museums, you go and you look at the exhibits and you read what's posted on the wall, the information, but you don't become engaged with it. And the way this one is set up, it's great because they get some history, they see the exhibits, and then they have the hands-on, actually getting in the cockpits.
Intercom is for pilots inside of the aircraft.
It's really cool to drive a plane like this. Not a lot of people get to do this. You get to fly planes while not having the stress of if I crash, I'm going to die. It teaches like kids of all ages, like aviation. It's not for just certain people. Anyone can really do it.
And now I'd like to introduce board member Eileen DeGiorgio, who will describe our online auction, which is already underway. You might already be bidding, but once you hear from Eileen, hopefully you'll be further encouraged to click in those bids.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eileen DeGiorgio. I'm a member of the Hiller Aviation Museum Board of Directors. I love the museum, and I love what it offers to our community. Tonight, I'm delighted to be able to tell you about some of our wonderful Clear Skies Ahead auction prizes. First, a few notes for the winners. Prizes can be picked up, delivered, or shipped to you within 10 days of close of the auction. Prizes are sold as is, and all sales are final. Unless otherwise specified, all prizes that require redemption are date and time by mutual agreement and must be used by October 23rd, 2021. Now that we have that business out of the way, let's take a look at the first auction prize. Number 101. Be above it all with this executive flight. Take a day trip in style to Lake Tahoe, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, or anywhere within 500 miles of San Carlos. Bob McLean, Hiller Aviation Museum board member, will be your personal pilot in his very own Pilatus C-12 executive turboprop aircraft. This is a same-day round trip or one-way flight for up to 6 people from your household or bubble for an exclusive day trip of wine tasting, shopping, or just exploring. Thank you to donors Bob and Julie McLean for this fantastic prize. Number 102. Now we have a luxurious Lake Tahoe retreat. 4 nights, 5 days in a spacious Lake Tahoe home that comfortably sleeps 8. While taking in spectacular views of the lake surrounded by towering mountains. The home is right on the lake. Located in Tahoma on the west shore of Homewood Ski Resort, spend a memorable Thursday through Monday spoiling and rejuvenating yourself. Thank you to our donors Steve and Shar Hiller for generously donating this prize. Number 103. Now we have another Lake Tahoe opportunity. This is a newly renovated private condo at Heavenly Resort. This is 4 nights and 5 days for up to 6 people. Relax and recharge at this ski-in and ski-out base located on the Nevada side of the resort. This condo features a partial lake view. Windows look out over Lake Tahoe for the most incredible sunsets in the Sierra. Jacuzzi in unit with access to community pool and hot tub. Thank you to donors Marion Harris and Ross Ferguson for this terrific prize. We've got several wonderful wine packages in this auction, and I'm going to start by telling you about one of the most incredible bottles. Number 104. This is a 1976 Chateau Lafite Rothschild Vintage Bordeaux. This wine reaches peak maturity between 15 and 60 years of age, so this is the perfect time to drink it, or save it a few more years. This 1976 vintage is a blend of 4 grape varieties: Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Pinot Noir. This bottle, typically valued at $900, has been consistently cellar stored. Generously donated by Skip Clemens. Thank you very much. Number 105. Another great bottle available is this. Opus 1 2008 Bordeaux Red Blend from Oakville, Napa Valley with a Wine Spectator rating of 92. This bottle is valued at $480. It is generously donated by Mark John Bluth and Michelle Danzer. They have also donated several additional WOW wines to this auction. Please check out and bid on the Andrew Jeffrey 2008 Cabernet Sauvignon, Deldado 2016 Napa Valley Cabernet Franc, and the Deldado Caves 2016 Russian River Valley Zinfandel. Again, thanks to Mark John Bluth and Michelle Dancer for donating these outstanding wines. Number 106. Switching gears, 2020 is the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11, the spacecraft and mission that first took humans to the moon. And to help us celebrate, we have an 11 by 14 photo of Apollo 11 astronauts: Neil Armstrong, who passed away in 2012, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. A very rare item, this photograph is signed by all 3 astronauts and is priceless. The photograph is custom framed and ready for display. 107. And I have another astronaut to mention. Astronaut Frank Borman was the commander of Apollo 8, the first mission to fly around the moon. At 92 years old, Borman is the oldest living former American astronaut. Earlier this month, Frank Borman autographed an 8 by 10 photo, especially for clear skies ahead. Now, we are all looking forward to a post-COVID world where we can kick back and enjoy some of the favorite sports in person with family and friends. Well, how about you all watch together from the best seats in the house? You're going to want this incredible prize. Enjoy a 49er game during the 2021 season from your own private suite at Levi's Stadium. You and your team will enjoy a spectacular football viewing experience complete with premium parking and private stadium entrance. Thank you to Jerry Moyes for donating this phenomenal prize. Number 109. We also have a bay tour and a Kodiak turboprop donated by Ed and Nicole Taylor. This is a very cool high-wing aircraft, perfect for checking out views of the bay, the city, and the coast. You will be sure to create some memories with this picturesque ride. 110. This is a very special priceless print of Snoopy Flying Ace versus the Red Baron, autographed by Charles Schultz, who passed away in 2000. Framed and ready for display, imagine this piece of art in your home. 111. I have another piece of art to tell you about. Here we have A New Frontier by Alan Bean, an astronaut on Apollo 12 who was the 4th person to walk on the moon. When he retired from NASA, he turned his attention to painting. He is the only person to paint lunar landscapes who has actually been to the moon. This is a canvas edition, one of only 150, signed and numbered by Bean himself. Get ready because you're about to see 4 amazing wine packages, all from the cellar of Hank Scherf. 112, 113, 114, and 115. a case of fine Cabernet Sauvignons. First, we have a collection of highly rated fine cabs. Just to highlight a few of these 12 bottles, the prize includes a 1996 Silver Oak Napa, a 1997 A. Raffaelli Dry Creek Valley, 1997 Maryville Reserve, Beckstoffer Vineyard Napa, a case of Pinot Noirs, 12 amazing bottles. 6 of these 12 wines are rated 91 and above. To name just a few of these wines, 2010 Walt, 2011 Rohr, and a 2012 Siduri. Next, we have a half case of Bordeaux varietals and blends. And finally, a half case of outstanding Carlisle bottles of Syrah Zinfandel. 5 of these 6 bottles are rated 91 to 94. What a fabulous prize. Again, we extend our deepest appreciation to Hank Scherf and Vicki Sanders for their generous donation of fine wines. Thank you, thank you. 116. Oh, this is a fun one. From the 1980 movie Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, this extremely rare poster entitled Millennium Falcon flies away with Lando and Chewbacca aboard to rescue Han Solo contains 6 notable autographs. It was signed by Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the late Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, Harrison Ford, Han Solo, the late Kenny Baker, R2-D2, Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, and George Lucas, the director. This is a museum quality prize, limited edition, only 50 worldwide, individually numbered. 117. Original handcrafted weather vane featuring the Fokker triplane made with reclaimed wood by museum volunteer Rich King. This is a truly one-of-a-kind piece of art. The propeller spins with the breeze, and it is not just a work of art. The weather vane really works and tells you which way the wind blows. Very quickly now, I want to mention some of the other awesome prizes. 118, we've got pop art featuring Amelia Earhart, Bessie Coleman, Poncho Barnes, and more. Thank you to Bob Leone for donating this stunning piece. 120, how about a flight to nowhere? You've heard these are really taking off. Well, this one is your own private experience in the Museum 747. In addition, we have Zoom with astronaut Dan Birch. This will really liven up your next family Zoom chat. Snap up this Chesley Bonestell quintessential print of the conquest of space. Fed up with COVID? Throw a pumpkin out the second floor of the Museum 747, and I promise you'll feel better. The authors of the children's book, Up to the Moon, can join your child's distant learning video class for a live reading and Q&A. What a great way to inspire a young learner. A magnum of Pinot Noir from Dutton Goldfield with a certificate from the tasting at their winery. And there's more. All prizes are available for bidding right now at hiller.givesmart.com. Thanks for letting me share some of my favorite parts of the Clear Skies Ahead auction. I hope you'll bid, because it all goes to a great cause. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you for that overview, Eileen. Those are some really interesting auction items. I think we're going to have some interesting movement on those. I know I've bought a couple myself. And in just a few minutes, we'll update you to how the bidding is actually going on those items. Before we get to that, though, I would like to introduce my colleague from the museum board, a 26-year veteran of the Marines and the Army, who is currently the product development pilot at Kitty Hawk, and who's going to be my co-pilot through the remainder of this live stream, Matt Croce. Matt, let's start by making sure everyone knows how to participate in our activities this evening.
Thank you, Jeff. Glad to be on this flight with you. Here are a few things I'd like to mention so that everyone knows how to connect with us. You might join this live stream at hiller.givesmart.com on YouTube or elsewhere on the web. The place to donate, bid, and show your support is hiller.givesmart.com. You'll see a link at the top of the page. Click to view our live stream program. You've basically got 3 opportunities to support the museum. First, make a donation. You'll just need to enter your mobile phone number, email, and gift amount. You can make an online gift by credit card by clicking the donate button. You'll see we have a big goal of raising $50,000 through donations this evening, and we need your help to meet that goal. Gifts of any amount are appreciated and they make a difference. If you would like to donate to a particular Fund the Future program or project, you may do so using auction items 1 through 3, and more to come in the Fund the Future in just a few minutes. Second, bid in the auction. On your screen right now, you'll see the Items tab at the top left and Auction button if you scroll down the page as well. These let you view the auction items Eileen just described and allow you to easily place a bid. You have the option to place your max bid, which is the eBay style of letting the system know how high you'd be willing to bid for the item. And if someone bids against you, the system will then continue bidding for you up to your max bid, but no further. Auction items begin at number 101. In the spirit of giving wholeheartedly, friendly competitive bidding and overbidding are encouraged. Third, vote favorite aircraft in our puzzle mania. You'll find this at auction items 11 through 15. These days, puzzles are very hot and none better than the selection of aircraft cockpits straight from the Hiller Aviation Museum. We've got the 747, A4 Skyhawk, Grumman Albatross, Aero L39 Albatross, and one of the newest in the Hiller Museum collection, the Aero Commander. For your donation of $125, you get to vote for your favorite aircraft, and we'll send you a puzzle of the cockpit of that aircraft.
And by the way, the puzzles use high-resolution photographs of the actual cockpits in our gallery. I'm live right now from our gallery here at the Hiller Museum. One of the aircraft behind me is the Grumman Albatross. That's one of the puzzles. And we'd like to thank Eileen and Chris DiGiorgio for underwriting the cost of these puzzles so that 100% of your Puzzle Mania donation actually goes to the museum. And I actually have some of the puzzles with me here. This is what a 100-piece puzzle looks like. This 99-piece puzzle, this is the 747 cockpit right here. Oops, let me get it centered right there. That's the 99 piece, and then we have a 513-piece puzzle of our Aero Commander and other aircraft as well. So these are actually pretty cool items made with high-resolution photographs taken from the actual aircraft in our gallery. And here's an additional quick tip for you. In addition to participating online, there are other ways that you can actually reach us tonight. To get you started from your smartphone, you can text the word Hiller, H-I-L-L-E-R, to 76278. That 5-digit code is a phone number. That's 76278, and you'll be prompted with a link to the bidding site. You've probably seen that our online auction and donation system has language about sign in or register. If you've registered, great. If not, don't worry about it. Just click on the item that you want to bid on or donate for, and the system will prompt you to enter your complete information to complete the transaction, and that will take care of everything. So you'll be registered that way. So you don't have to worry about registering first. Just click on an auction item or click on the donate button, and the system will take care of it. Also, if you attended our previous gala from last year in 2019, the system may already recognize you. We're using the same system, so that may get you through quicker as well. If you wish, you can also call us right now at area code 650-654-0200. And right now we have members of our team who are available and standing by who will accept your donations by phone or assist you with any online bidding. And yes, donations are accepted and appreciated by check. Your checks can be mailed directly to the museum. Attention, clear skies ahead. If you're mailing a check, you can call us right now and let us know so that we'll get your gift added to the thermometer of accumulating gifts for this evening's fundraiser. And we also accept grants from donor-advised funds and gifts of stock, so as well as matching gifts from your employer. So please feel free to contribute in the ways that are best for you.
Now that you know how to participate and all about our auction and puzzles, we'd like to remind you of why your donations make such a difference. You're about to hear from a few individuals and families who've been impacted by the Hiller Museum.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I currently work in airport operations at the San Francisco International Airport. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but I've lived in Southern California for the last 15 years or so. And later on, I eventually moved to the Bay Area for college. I have a bachelor's degree in aviation from San Jose State, and I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in human factors and ergonomics there as well. As far as what my career goals are, I either want to be a human factors engineer and work for companies like NASA, the FAA, and the NTSB, but I'd also love to fly for the Air National Guard. Maybe I'll get to do both. We'll see what the future holds for me. Working at the Hiller Aviation Museum prepared me for my aviation career in a couple of ways. It helped me improve my public speaking abilities because being able to communicate clearly and concisely is a critical skill for all successful aviation professionals. It also allowed me to encourage other women like myself and young girls to consider a career in aviation. Sometimes all it takes is a child sitting in the cockpit of a real plane, or making a successful landing in a simulator, or getting to meet a real-life pilot to inspire a career in aviation. And I know this because I used to be that child, and those experiences I had as a young girl, they influenced who I am today. So by supporting places like the Hiller Aviation Museum, you're supporting the next generation of pilots, mechanics, airport operators, air traffic controllers, aerospace engineers, drone operators. The list goes on. There are many successful aviation careers. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and thank you for supporting the future of the Hiller Aviation Museum.
Hi everyone, this is the Sarmava family.
We've been members of the Hiller Aviation Museum since 2017 and we love it. It's kid-friendly, family-friendly. We've done balloon drop events there, and we've also sent the kids for camp. How about you, Vera? What do you love about Hiller Aviation?
I like the toys that they give us, and I like the toys that we play with there, and I like the scenery and the planes. And
Awesome. How about you, Ia?
I liked when we did the drones, and it was super cool when we saw the eclipse. And I really liked seeing the Hillercopter.
There is something to do for everybody in the family. There is children's camps, there are special events, there are flight simulators for the in real life pilots as well. Like there is a Redbird FMX, which I enjoy very much. And we participate and like all of the activities that are organized. So I cannot recommend it highly enough.
And also, there are the Hiller Aviation Run, and we did it actually a few months ago.
You did what? How many kilometers?
My sister named Vera, she did 5K, and I did 10K, and my sister did run and walk, and I did just run. Also, as my dad was saying, there was a train exhibit.
Miniature trains, those were fun. We went with grandparents when they visited us. So we'd like to thank everyone
who is
donating to the Clear Skies Ahead and supporting Hiller Aviation Museum.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jake Stone, and I'm an aeronautics engineer at Lockheed Martin, and I started my aviation career at the Hiller Aviation Museum. I grew up in Foster City, just a couple miles up 101 from the museum, and I attended Hillsdale High School. In 2017, I got a Bachelor of Science degree from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in aerospace engineering with my concentration in aeronautical engineering. I chose my current career path to help satisfy my love of aviation, and I've had the goal to work with airplanes for most of my life. I first visited the Hiller Aviation Museum with my grandfather when I was about 7 years old, and that's when I really began developing my love for aviation. When I was in high school, I began working for the Hiller Aviation Museum as an aviation camp volunteer, and I eventually became a member of the education staff, where I stayed until I accepted my current position. In total, I worked for 7 years at the museum, and during that time, I expanded my love and knowledge of aviation, and through my work, gained insights into part of the aviation world that I wouldn't have otherwise, getting to sort of go outside the scope of what my engineering education was. And I feel it helped give me a leg up on some of my classmates, both during and after college, just being able to confidently speak on aviation topics that were not necessarily covered in our curriculum. If I hadn't been there for those 7 years, I don't think I'd be where I am today. I was inspired by my work with the Hiller Aviation Museum to continue my STEM outreach in my current community of Marietta, Georgia. Earlier this year, I helped coordinate Lockheed Martin's efforts for Engineers Week with an Engineers in the Classroom activity in local schools, and I've been judging Science Olympiad out here for the last 3 years. The Hiller Aviation Museum has helped inspire and support my career in aviation, and that's why I support the Hiller Aviation Museum. Thank you.
Favorite part of the Aviation Museum is doing the flight simulators.
My favorite part of the Aviation Museum is going to all the fun camps and doing all the activities.
My favorite part about the Aviation Museum is all the family-friendly activities they have every year, the holiday fly-ins, the STEM Innovation Lab, and the annual airport run. They've all become part of our family tradition, and we love them.
And I love watching the boys enjoy the hands-on activities. The flight sim zone, drones, and getting to take home inventions each time makes the museum an active place. I also love that there's always seems to be something new, like a new exhibit or an activity. And of course, I love wandering among the planes and imagine the adventures we could have in them, especially the Albatross. Thank you to everyone who's making a difference right now by bidding in the auction and donating to Hiller Aviation Museum. With your support, clear skies are definitely ahead.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Farney, and I'm an air traffic controller. 4 years ago, when I spoke at the Hiller Aviation Museum Benefit Gala, I had just graduated from the Air Traffic Control Academy in Oklahoma City and was beginning my career as a controller. These past 4 years have been pretty insane, but I've gotten the chance to explore and broaden my aviation horizons. I was raised in Burlingame and attended California State University Chico, where I graduated with a degree in business management and a double minor in international studies and project management. I started working at Hiller the summer after my junior year of college as an assistant and worked there until I left for the Air Traffic Control Academy about a year after I graduated college as part of the education staff. During the past 4 years, I've trained at several facilities, taken a 4-month in-depth weather course, and even joined the Air National Guard as a controller. I've lived in Mississippi, Alaska, and Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I certified as an approach controller with the Air Force. I'm currently training on my last position at my facility in Alaska. Working at Hiller was one of the best times of my life. Getting to work in the field I'm passionate about not only made going to work fun, but opened doors in the industry. I've made lifelong friends who've become airport managers, fighter pilots, and engineers. Our summer camp volunteers are now naval officers, Air Force ROTC cadets, and pilots themselves. And who knows what the kids who participate in Hiller field trips and aviation camp will become. The next Captain Sully, General C.Q. Brown, or Sally Ride may have walked through these doors and been a part of our museum's history. I promise you, there aren't many things more incredible than watching a child realize their passion and seeing the world open up before their eyes. This museum may change their life. It changed mine. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to those testimonials. I hope you're inspired to donate and bid. Now is the time. To check in on our progress, we're going to take a look at how the auction is doing. Wow, I see the wine is popular. The cases of wine are doing very well. The individual bottles are doing well. Don't miss the half case of Bordeaux, which is item 114. Item 108 is a luxury suite for 16 people to a 49ers game next season. You don't want to miss out on this deal. Thank you, bidders, and keep up the good work. And let me say something about item 107. Astronaut Frank Borman was the commander of Apollo 8, the first mission to fly around the moon. At 92 years old, he's the oldest living astronaut. You want this autographed photo. He just signed it last week. I also want to mention items 121 and 127. These are two different opportunities to have Zoom conversations and a book reading with an astronaut. Dan Bursch set a record with his 196-day mission aboard the International Space Station, and he'll tell you all about it. What a great birthday present for a kid or family member.
Also note that the online auction will close on Monday. So a couple of days from now on October 26th, Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So you still have time to outbid on some of the people who are going after the auction item that you're looking for. We'd like to thank our donors thus far who've been contributing to the various donations here on our live stream tonight. So let me take a look at those. I'd like to thank Mark John Bluth, who contributed $5,000. We've received tonight $100 from John Welty and $1,500 from Eileen DeGiorgio. So we're working up, almost hitting our halfway point of our goal tonight. Chet and Elaine Moore with $250 for their donation. Thank you so much. $1,000 from Paige Sarmiento. And we're probably a little bit of a delay there. We probably are going over the $25,000 mark. San Francisco Toyota has given us $1,000, so thank you for that. John Ware, thank you for your $100 donation tonight. And they just keep coming in. Hank Scherf and Vicki Sanders, thank you for your $1,000 gift to our Clear Skies Ahead Gala tonight. And from Jim Hop, $250. So let's see, they're just coming in here. So $100 from Dale Nelson. Thank you for that, for tonight, for supporting the Hiller Aviation Museum. Thank you for your donation, John and Diane McGowan. We're definitely over the halfway point now. We're at $27,400 out of our goal tonight. For the fundraiser, Marcia Hansen, $400. Thank you for that gift. Sally McDonald and Scott Gherkin, that's $1,000. Thank you for your donation tonight. It's definitely pushing us up towards our goal. And Todd Klinger, thank you for your donation of $1,000. And Carol Lashman, $100 for your donation tonight. Lots of great support for the museum, $3,500 from Ronald Moyes. And let's see who else is coming in here. Brian Falvey, $500. Thank you for that donation tonight, helping us to reach our goal, our fundraising goal of $50,000. And thank you for your donation of $250, Doug and Tracy Layton. And Georgie Glime, thank you for your donation tonight of $500. A couple of other people I wanted to show a thank you out to for sponsoring our STEM programs. John Ware, $100. Jessica Gill-Martin, $50. We've already seen Todd Klingler with $1,000. Jim Hop with $250. Thank you, supporters. And looks like we have a couple more here. Doreen Goad, $250. Thank you for your donation. And let's see, an anonymous donation for $50. We always love anonymous when they give, so we appreciate that very much. And Diane Wallace with $500. Thank you for your generosity. Matt, let's go over to you to see how the aircraft vote is doing.
Yes, let's take a look. Item 11, the A4 Skyhawk has 1 vote. Item 12, the Boeing 747 has 2 votes. 13, the Aero L39 Albatross has 1 vote. 14, the Grunt Albatross has 4 votes, is leading. And item 15, Aero Commander has 3 votes. Remember, when you vote for your favorite aircraft, you'll receive a puzzle of that aircraft cockpit. Okay, there's still time to bid and donate. Your donations will make a very real difference. Now we'd like to hear from one last board member, Marion Harris, and then Jeff will briefly tour the 3 Fund the Future projects you can support this evening.
Hi everyone, I'm Marion Harris, Hiller Museum board member, private pilot, and also a member of the tech community here in the Bay Area. First and foremost, I wanted to thank everyone for joining us virtually here tonight to support all the programs and the museum is offering both for current and future aviation enthusiasts. I've had a chance to be a volunteer for programs like this for about 5 years, programs like the Aero Design Challenge, and I've had a chance to see the positive impact that these programs have on students as they're learning new skills, so skills like STEM and design, and seeing how to apply them practically and tangibly in something really exciting like aviation. And today, with the explosion of automation and also artificial intelligence, it's more important than ever for the next generation to really get a good idea of how they can get involved with aviation, learn these skills, and apply them really to make a better world in the future. So with your support, the Hiller Museum is going to be able to continue offering these programs. In fact, right now they're offering about 3,000 plus students these programs for free every year who are coming from schools with limited resources. And with your support here tonight, that's going to be able to continue, not just continue the existing programs, but even expand on those in the future, as I'm sure you're hearing about some of the great plans Hiller's got planned going forward. So again, thank you for all of your support, and I really hope that I'll be able to see you here tonight virtually or possibly at the museum in the future and help us spark that interest in everybody about aviation. Thank you.
Fund the Future is the opportunity for you to support specific projects and programs. Your contribution will help us finish the development of our latest exhibition devoted to urban air mobility and unmanned aerial systems, the advent of drones and air taxis. We've already acquired aircraft in our collection to help tell this story, with early prototypes of piloted electric aircraft that can take off and land vertically, including the Kitty Hawk Flyer and the Opener Blackfly. We were among the first in the country to incorporate drones and educational programs about them in our museum offerings. This year, we will add to the hands-on exploration of the forces of flight in our museum gallery with an exhibit devoted to our younger audience. Fantasy Sky will use several vertical wind tunnels and a set of parachute launchers that visitors can manipulate by hand to explore the effects of wind, air resistance, and drag on objects they can launch and drop. And finally, your help will leverage and amplify support from other sources to increase our outreach to low-income students, with free scholarships to in-house camp programs throughout the coming winter, spring, and summer, and virtual educational offerings we provide free to service providers such as libraries, Scouts, Boys and Girls Clubs, and PAL. Exhibits and education programs are the core of our museum activity, and your contribution during Fund the Future will enable us to succeed with our special projects this year.
Thank you, everyone. We see your donations are coming in, so your generosity means so much to us right now. If you haven't yet, please show your support. We do see we received a fairly substantial gift. We're up to $38,400 on the tote board right now. That's an $11,000 gift that we received from Ron and Penny Blake, and we want to thank them for their generosity in supporting the Hiller Aviation Museum program. So we're getting up close to $40,000 on our $50,000 goal for tonight. Again, Fund the Future. That's for any amount of donation that could help us with our specific projects this year. It's auction items 1, 2, and 3, as well as the main donate button on your screen. Your gift could be $2,500 or more. It could be $1,000. It could be $500, $250, or $50. Any amount you enter. No gift is too big or too small, and every gift does make a difference. So Fund the Future for specific projects is auction items 1, 2, and 3, and those are the STEM programs, the Fantasy Sky exhibit, and the Urban Air Mobility exhibit if you're interested in specific support for those projects. If you've already bid or donated once, thank you. For those who've already donated once, you can easily boost your donation by texting GIVE, G-I-V-E, the word give and the amount you wish to add to 76278. For example, if you feel so inspired, you can text GIVE 100 to 76278, and $100 will be added to your donation. And you can add any amount after the word give. Give 50, give 500, etc. And I want to mention some special thanks right now. If you text give 1,000 right now, we have a special gift for you. We will send you a 1,000-piece puzzle of the Aero Commander, which is similar to the puzzle that I have right here, except it'll be 1,000 pieces. And if you're an aviation aficionado and you know your cockpit panels, it's easier to put these puzzles together because you can see, oh, that's a piece of the altimeter. I recognize that. I know where that goes. And you can have a lot of fun putting these puzzles together. So especially as a pandemic activity, everyone's got puzzle mania right now. So you'll get a 1,000-piece puzzle of the Aero Commander if you give 1,000 right now to the number 76278. So text give 1,000 to 76278. It's coming your way, and we'll send you this special puzzle. And one other thing that we have going, if you to help us reach our $50,000 goal, gifts of all amounts are appreciated. If you choose to make a donation of $250, we will send you 2 unique and special Hiller Dazzle masks. So these will get you through the pandemic in style. It's based on the same Dazzle painting scheme that we have on the exterior of our building that'll camouflage you, and you will be the only one in the county, in the state, in the world that probably has a Dazzle mask. So we'll send you those if you donate $250. And those who have already donated can text GIVE 250 to 76278 right now. You can also make your $250 donation by phone, by mail, etc., and we'll send you the 2 Dazzle masks. Okay, we're going to take one opportunity here to thank our donors and take one last look at the auction and Puzzlemania vote right after our keynote address. Let's take a look at our auction items here, our donations. Again, Ron and Penny Blake, $11,000. Thank you for that donation. $100 from Jake Stone. Thank you for supporting the Hiller Aviation Museum. Jake's our engineer friend from Lockheed Martin. And Ronald Moyes, again, thanks for your $3,500 donation. And $400 from Marcia Hansen. Thank you for that donation. And take one last look here. It looks like Brooke Hiller has come in with $2,000. Thank you, Brooke, for that. We are over $40,000 on our goal. And thank you to whoever you are anonymous out there. You keep donating money, and we appreciate that. Rick and Charlie Ellinger, thanks for your $100 donation in support of the museum. And Jim Hopp, thanks for your $250 donation.
Jeff, let's welcome Gary Geisen, who I know everyone's been waiting to hear from. Gary Geisen is the president and CEO of Wisk, a joint venture between Boeing and Kitty Hawk. Gary's going to tell us what's next in the urban air mobility field.
This is the world we live in today. Our work, priorities, ambitions, all moving faster than we can get to them. We stop, we go, we move inch by inch. It's time for a new path forward, where your daily commute is transformed by a ride in the sky. Traffic is beneath your feet. And now, less time getting there means more time being there. The answer is here. It flies. And so will your time. Wisk, we've arrived.
Thank you, Hiller, for the opportunity to speak to you and all of your audience. I'm Gary Geisen. I'm the president and CEO of Wisk Aero. I'm going to talk a bit about New Revolution Aviation, but thought I would start first with just setting the stage. You know, if you think back to 1903 and the Wright brothers and how they changed the course of history, 2 men on a beach in North Carolina, they achieved a feat that had never been done before. They only traveled 120 feet and all that, obviously, and they didn't take that to a commercial operation. But what that pioneering innovation led to is being able to travel distances that once took days, sometimes months, could be years, and be able to do that in a matter of hours. So opened up a global community, opened up a world where we can experience places and people and different cultures that was not possible before. In short, it provided a new human-connected experience, on a global perspective. But if you think about it, not much has really changed fundamentally over the last 120 years. Still fixed-wing designs, still three-dimensional controls. The fundamental design principles created by the Wright brothers have remained relatively the same. Sure, we can fly a lot farther. Engines are bigger, they're faster, they're more efficient. We can eat I'll say freshly cooked meals at 35,000 feet, watch movies, etc. But, fundamentally the basic principles of flying an aircraft have remained the same. We believe that's about to change and that we are on an edge of a revolution. It will change how we all look at flying. It'll really open up a new mode of transportation that did not exist before and be able to provide that for everyday flight for a large number of people. Typical to the aviation industry, it'll probably start more with a a premium class of service before it reaches the masses. But, what we believe, vision we have, is that this becomes a tool for people to add to their transportation arsenal. So we think not only is the perception of flying is going to change, but if you think about all the things that we've got to go through today with expensive fares and long queues at airports and standby lists and, all the things that are associated with travel, what if we could make that convenient, easy, connect people from point to point, do that in a fraction of time, have sustainable all-electric autonomous aircraft, vertically take off and land pretty much wherever you'd like. This might sound like something out of the Jetsons for those of you that used to watch that as a child. Probably dated myself by saying I did. But this is happening right now. And so the market segment is called urban air mobility. You'll see people talk to it or mention it. It's a flying car. It's not a car. It's an aircraft. It's a flying aircraft. But I think people like the notion of a flying car. So if you think about the problem that we are solving, by 2030, 60% of the world's population will be in cities. And so, obviously with COVID impacting travel and aviation and such, and that may set back a year or two. But the fundamental concept is still the same, that the infrastructure just cannot keep up with it. You can't build enough parking structures. There are not enough places to store all the cars. Train infrastructure is good in some regions of the world and not so good in others. And, there's a simple and straightforward answer, which is us moving to the sky. We also need to provide, more sustainable options. And so obviously with automobiles, aviation, everything is going to electric. There are mandates that are being established, certainly in California, about having no fossil fuel kind of transportation. And I think these are great initiatives. And we've got to jump forward and drive these innovations into the market and provide a safe transportation option. But I wouldn't want to say that we're just looking through rose-colored glasses. There are certainly challenges. We've got to make sure safety first and foremost. We're flying passengers in aircraft. It has to be safe. We need to get through the regulatory hurdles of a self-flying aircraft, if you will. And then there's airspace integration. How do you integrate a flying taxi? How do you integrate such an aircraft into the existing air traffic control systems? And then if you talk about social license, there are, Hiller is playing a critical role here. And by social license, meaning how is this going to be accepted by the public? Are they going to, is this going to be an annoyance? Is this going to be viewed as a progressive change and one that is supportive? And so I think, part of what Hiller's doing as an example of creating this urban air mobility exhibit helps to educate people. We believe very, very strongly in that. Social license, getting this to be something that communities embrace and support is absolutely critical. So just a bit about who Wisk is. Our mission in life is to deliver safe, everyday flight for everyone. It's an all-electric aircraft. We're 300 people. We're in Mountain View, Atlanta, and we have operations also in New Zealand. We have an aircraft that we've called Cora. It's self-flying. It's two-seat. It is all-electric. And we've conducted over 1,400 test flights, knock on wood, without an incident. And so the whole reason that we exist, the reason that this urban air mobility marketplace exists, is to have more time being where you want to be or where you need to be. Is it with your family? Is it on a vacation? Is it an important meeting? Do you just need to get somewhere and you don't want to sit in your car for an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on where you live in the world and how the congestion is? What if you could take a 10-minute flight and get from point A to point B? So think about San Jose to San Francisco on a horrible traffic day. What if it's a 10-minute flight to get you there? Now, you also have the other ends of the equation, which is getting to wherever you take off from and then getting from where you land to your ultimate destination. But think about the time savings that could happen if you shorten that whole segment of travel up the Silicon Valley corridor. So, I want to applaud the Hiller Aviation Museum, for championing things like urban air mobility, championing this to the public, the STEM programs, helping kids see really the dream of what this could be. And so, it's not just about today. It's obviously the vision of tomorrow. and our children and young people and young engineers. This is where a lot of the innovative thought and creativity is going to come, that's going to piggyback on top of this effort that is underway right now. I want to thank everyone that has already supported the Hiller Aviation Museum as part of the Clear Skies Ahead initiative. You're making a real difference. If you haven't yet made a contribution, not too late to do so. Please help inspire the next generation of aviators, innovators, and explorers. We strongly believe the future of everyday flight is within our grasp, and it's organizations like Hiller that help make that possible. Thank you very much, and I enjoyed speaking with you and wish we could have all done this live, but everyone understands the current situation. Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you, Gary, for that informative and intriguing keynote. So urban air mobility, that's coming. I mean, the technology is already there. They're just working out the infrastructure and the regulatory details. The day is coming soon where you can get around in the big city using airspace as well as ground space. And all of the major players in aviation are involved in this now. And at the Hiller Aviation Museum, we want to communicate that to the public. So we're developing programs and exhibits devoted to urban air mobility. So thank you, Gary, for giving us a good picture of that. We appreciate that you were willing to share your thoughts with us.
Yes, that was great. To update our progress, we're going to take a look at how the auction is doing. Thank you to our generous bidders for making this auction a success. You can see the leading bidders on the screen now. Please continue your bidding even after this evening, as each and every dollar supports our aviation and STEM programs and exhibits. Thank you to folks bidding on the incredible wine packages, aviation experiences, space memorabilia, and other fine items. Your generous bids are deeply appreciated and will help inspire the next generation to learn and dream.
Yes, and please remember that the online auction actually doesn't end tonight. It keeps going all tonight, all tomorrow, into Monday, and it comes to an end at 7 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, the 26th. So you still have time to get your bid in for the favorite item on our list of auction possibilities for you. I'd like to thank some donors. Again, we are coming in at about $41,000 right now. And let's see who we have contributing right now. We have Dale Nelson with $100. Thank you for that gift for supporting the Hiller Aviation Museum. And Chet and Elaine Moore, $250. Thank you for your donation. As we work to reach our goal, and Hank Scherf and Vicki Sanders, again, thank you for your $1,000 donation. And we're grateful that you'll continue to donate for the remainder of the weekend and into Monday. Ron and Penny Blake, again, thanks for that $11,000 contribution, and Jake Stone for your $100 donation. So we're on our way to reach our goal before the end of this is done by Monday evening. Georgie Gleim, again, thanks, $500 for your donation. And Brian Falvey, $500. Thank you for your donation. So we're probably within striking distance of getting within our $50,000 goal. And again, Rick and Charlie Ellinger, thank you for your gift. And Thomas DeGiorgio, thanks for your $200 donation. I also wanted to make a last call out, Todd Klinger, with your $1,000 donation. Jessica Gilmartin, $50 donation. John Ware, $100 donation. Doug and Tracy Layton, $250 donation. Jim Hopp, $250. Thank you for helping support the Hiller Aviation Museum. And again, William Piercy, $1,000. Thank you for your donation. All of this is going to a great cause, helping us develop our programs and keeping the Hiller Aviation Museum thriving as we go into the year here. So over to you, Matt, for one last check on the aircraft vote and the puzzles.
Yes, let's take a look. In first place, we currently have a two-way tie between the Grumman Albatross and Aero Commander. In second place, we have the Boeing 747. Thank you to all our supporters, and have fun with those puzzles. Please know that you've made a real difference with your contributions. And that's it for me. Over and out.
Thank you, Matt. Before I sign off, I do want to send my sincere thanks to each person who has watched this live stream and contributed this evening to the Hiller Aviation Museum. Thank you, members, volunteers, supporters, friends, and fans of the museum. You can continue to donate even over the next few days. Again, the auction closes on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern or Pacific time. And I want to thank our sponsors, and I'm going to read them out right now. Mark John Bluth, Hank Scherf and Vicki Sanders, Marion Harrison, Ross Ferguson, Chris and Eileen DeGiorgio, Bob and Julie McLean, FAA Investments, the Peter and Paula Uccelli Foundation, Rick Gastila and Sally Puccini, Asset Management Company, Steve and Char Hiller, Carolyn Hiller, Pixie Corporation, Don and Karen Bliss. My heartfelt thanks go out to all of you and for every supporter watching us. Please remember, everyone, to be well and keep looking up, and we'll see you here at the Hiller Aviation Museum.
When I was a little kid, my mother, she was a school teacher, and we didn't have a whole lot of money, and so she would actually bring us to the local airport. My mother would be doing her schoolwork and such, and we'd be watching airplanes take off and land. And I just remember thinking, you know, someday I want to do that. And that's what Hiller does, is it allows the kids to come to an airport and see and touch and feel and actually have a dream so their dreams could come true.
This is a place to have fun while exploring the world of aviation. We're like everybody's living room, except our living room is filled with airplanes.
Books, like let's say even if they taught you about something fun, you couldn't touch it. Here at Hiller, like they teach you about robots and you get to build a robot. It's like you get to build things and you get to see them work. Like that part's always very satisfying.
Kids love to interact with things. I still love interacting with things. It's a way of drawing them in, and then while they're there, it gives them the opportunity and the platform to voice their questions that come along the way.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. That's what makes the world operate. And kids, if they don't have some experience in that, they won't really understand how the world works.
It's cool that people who don't like to learn in the classroom can develop a skill for the love of learning. Learn about the helicopter, or learn about planes, or learn about spacecraft. And Hiller really inspires that love of learning.
They might not have realized before that they even wanted to know more or didn't know something about this that they want to know now. And so it kind of creates that whole system there for them to interact with, develop, and question.
Yeah, we've been coming since we were around 6. I kind of think of Hiller as sort of like a second home because I know it so well, because we've been going here for so long. To me, volunteering seems like a natural next step. I really like doing the flight simulators.
Opening the doors and broadening the horizons of children about what it's possible for them to be in life is an important purpose for the museum.
I really want to fly when I get older. I want to do something that concerns the aerospace world, maybe an aerospace engineer. I think that would be a really fun field to be in.
I know that I will like to be a YouTuber, but not for the main job. I might do something like computer programming. I am pretty sure I want to get my pilot's license and fly around as a hobby.
I want to be a vet. You could pretty much get any kind of job with an airline, and you can become a vet with an airline.
The Hiller Aviation Museum provides an environment where we aren't even always aware of all the different ways it could be inspiring for a young child. We provide the aircraft, we create programming, we create experiences. And that inspiration starts to meld with fascination. From that fascination, they form dreams. And these dreams become the blueprints for what it's possible for them to become in life. Blueprints for creating the future.